Think about how business in every single industry has changed around you as a result of COVID-19. And the fact that perhaps the biggest change has been with customer acquisition, customer interaction, and customer support. We've witnessed a complete and fundamental realignment and transformation of how customers expect to be able to do business with us today. And ask yourself this: how hard is it for your customers to do business with you in this new era of accelerated expectations? And how hard do you have to work to meet that ever-increasing higher bar of digital expectations? When you think about it, every company is now ranked next to the world's best when it comes to customer service. Organizations like Amazon, Apple, and other digital leaders. There is an expectation for sophisticated self-service in all of their interactions with every single organization. There is an expectation for an instant buying process with immediate confirmation of the transaction. There is a requirement to meet their new comparison shopping mindset. There is increased use of analytics and AI to support the buying decision process with intelligent suggestions and alternatives. This leads to an expectation for relevant, personalized recommendations. And if you don't do these things, you face an increasing potential loss of loyalty and increased customer churn. What's the bottom line impact of all of these trends? In a nutshell, you've got to deliver simplicity on top with complexity underneath, with a robust, scalable, customer-focused infrastructure in everything you do, because the customer is now in charge of your destiny. Competition has been redefined. It's not just those with the best product or service, but those with the best customer support, interaction, and support tools, the ability to exceed heightened customer expectations. And what is really happening here is that speed is now dictated by companies in the technology space who innovate at the speed of Silicon Valley. It's way faster than you have ever experienced before. Futurist Jim Carroll from the Virtual Broadcast Studio. When we look back from 2025 or 2030 or even further, people realize that the era of the global pandemic involved a lot of transformative, disruptive business model change. And certainly we've seen it in the world of healthcare, we've witnessed it in the world of retail, and we're witnessing it in virtually every single other industry. We're certainly witnessing it in the leadership and global events industry. Look, for a long time, organizations have had to seek thought leaders to help them comprehend the changes occurring around them and to spur their team onwards to align themselves to rapid, incessant change, or to motivate them to align to the future. And certainly over a 25-year period, I've played a big role in doing those types of leadership events and meetings, helping organizations to discover what they need to do to align to this new and complex world. And obviously with the pandemic, everything has changed. And that's why within the next day, my website is undergoing a substantive change where I am doubling down on virtual. Number one, my homepage is going to change away from an emphasis on the stage to an emphasis on virtual events. Not only that, my virtual event webpage includes a very significant focus on the fact that virtual is here to stay. I'm doubling down on virtual because I believe the global events industry, as we know it, has come to an end. And we're going to be in this virtual space for a long time to come. And my efforts with my website highlight this fact. And that's why I continue to come down to my virtual broadcast studio almost every single day I can in order to work away at enhancing my ability for online delivery of leadership insight. Because in a world in which the future belongs to those who are fast, people need to align themselves to very rapid change. So my homepage is going to include a very specific emphasis on the fact that leadership insight is now accessible at any time, anywhere from a virtual perspective. And my virtual webpage, virtual.jimcarroll.com, features, first and foremost, the emphasis on virtual events. I've invested a significant amount of time, effort, and sweat down here in the virtual broadcast studio, working with the technology, working with the content that I have, working with the leadership insight that I bring to the world, and learning how to provide that in a small space, but blast that out to a global audience. You are finding, an increasing number of signs that we are not going back to our old world in any way, shape, or form. Your workforce has changed, your corporate structure has changed, but your need for critical insight on the future, what comes next, and what you need to do about it has not gone away. My tagline has always been that the future belongs to those who are fast, and what you really need to do is think big, start small, scale fast. And that's all happening right here, and I can bring it to you from the virtual broadcast studio. Visit me online, www.jimcarroll.com or virtual.jimcarroll.com.